Right, so welcome to the first video on this channel, and in this video we will be talking about how you can make your own health bar in Godot. So obviously you want to have Godot installed and you want to make a new project or you want to implement it into your own project. But in this case I will just simply make a new project for now and I will just call it health bar demo. Alright, so in here we can just create it, edit, and then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and make our health bar scene. So we'll just make a new scene. We will just pretend that this will be the main scene. So what we can do is we can add a control node, which we can rename to health bar. And in the control node, we want to have a progress bar, if I can type. And within the progress bar, we want a label. The reason we do this is the progress bar will act as the, well, obviously the health bar, and then the label will be displaying the current player's health and their max health so that the player knows what their health value is. Right, so once we have this set up, we want to come over to the progress bar and we want to set the width and the height of the element. Now you can obviously change this yourself, but in this case we'll do a width of 200 pixels and a height of 20. So it will look like this. Then what we want to do is we want to actually disable show percentage, so that doesn't show since we are using our label. Now we want to make sure the label is set to centered like this, so that the text will show in the center of the progress bar. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and start the programming. We want to add a script to the control node. So what we can do is do that, and we name the file. You'd probably want to add it to a scripts folder if you're working on your own project, but for simplicity we'll just add it right here. Then we can create this and we can get rid of all this information here. What we want to do is we want to import our progress label. So one way you can do this is by just clicking and dragging and then holding control while you drop it. So this will look like that. You could also type it out yourself, but I find this easier. So we can do the same for label, and then we have both of those. So then we want to set some variables, one which will be the max health, and one is the current health. Then we want to write our ready function in which we will initialize the health bar. So pretty much make sure that it's always going to be the max value in our case at the start, and then it will be modified once we actually take damage or you want to heal. So when we have that, we can just write out our functions. So one of those will be the updating of the health bar. It's pretty straightforward. We want to update the value of our health bar so that it can be shown in the progress bar. So what we can do with that is we can write this, which will basically set the value of the health bar to the player's current health. And I actually need to name this progress bar in our case, but you could also rename this scene, or I mean this progress bar, so that it matches your own typing. Next up, we want to go ahead and place the actual text inside of our element here. So what we do is we concatenate the max health and the current health. So this will look like, for example, if you have a max health of, in our case, 100 and our current health is 100, it will obviously show 100 and 100. But if it's 50 for our current health, it'll show up as 50 out of 100 health. Right, so next up we are going to be writing a test function, so we can actually test out if we are taking damage and the progress bar is actually updating. So in my case I'll just do it right here, but most likely you would have it in another script where you deal with player health or where you deal with taking damage as a player or as an enemy. So in each of these functions we want to call update health bar because otherwise it won't be updated, obviously. So actually I messed this up. There we go. And then we will also do a implementation of our healing function, which will also just be typed because that's better for performance. So here we set the current health, basically the same actually. So I'll just copy that. And instead of max we use min. and we want to have the max health here, and then the current health plus amount. So what this will do is it will have the minimum of max health, and we will update that by the current health plus the amount and make sure it doesn't exceed the max health. And then we want to update our health bar. So in order to test this out, I will actually go ahead and come back to this, and we want to set this as our main scene. This will be just for the testing purposes. You don't want to do this if you're actually using it in your own project. But for now, we will update the ready function to just show you how this will work if the user or an enemy will take damage. So what I've done here is I just added 3 timeouts and taking damage, healing, and then taking damage, just so I can show you how this health bar works. So then we can just run the project, and as you can see, our max health was 100, we took 30 damage, then we healed 50 again, or I mean 20, and then we dealt 50 damage to the player. So that way you can see that this health bar actually updates and sets the value accordingly. Now we can actually do some styling, which I will show you right now. We can come over to the progress bar, and over here we can come to theme, and we can make our own theme, or for this case we can just use the theme overrides here. So for instance, if you want to have the font color to be white, you can simply do that. But if you want to be a bit more customized, you can add a background here, for example just a flag color. We can do that as well. You can click on the element, you can change the color over here. In our case we'll just do a red, whatever, it's just for testing obviously. And we could also change up the font if we want, which would be over here, and then you can go over to the theme overrides here, and you can come to fonts and you can upload your own font, which I don't have at the moment, but that's where you add it. And then you can see that the health bar actually changed the background and also the value of taking damage, or your current health I mean. Right, so that was it for this very easy tutorial. I hope you understood everything perfectly. If you're having any issues or you want to have another look at some other solution, just let me know and I will try and help you out. Also, if you have any other ideas about videos or tutorials you want, just let me know and I will see what I can do. So thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll be posting more Godot engine tutorials in the future. Bye bye.